Hey, you're hanging out in the Link Up Lounge. I'm Tiffany Mason.
And I'm Donna Ruppel. Around here, we believe success isn't just about what you know, it's about who you link up with. This is your lounge for turning one link into endless opportunities.
Donna, it blows my mind that the two of us have over 30 years of combined networking experience.
I know. We've built businesses, expanded networks, and created unstoppable momentum, all through the power of strategic connections.
AKA networking. And now we're here to guide you to do the same, starting today.
So let's dive in, connect, and start making moves you didn't even know were possible.
Welcome back. Here in the lounge, Tiffany Mason with Virtually You, the boutique podcast management agency, and Donna Ruppel, your Nocatee real estate expert and my co-host.
This is your lounge for turning one link into endless opportunities. We're here because real networking starts with clarity and confidence and your power statement, how you introduce yourself. It's the first link that can open a world of opportunities.
And that's what we're talking about today, how to craft your power statement so you can introduce yourself with clarity, confidence, and connection. So first and foremost, what is a power statement? So your power statement is a short, confident answer to what you do that makes people curious and not confused. So, you go to a function with your husband's work and somebody runs into you and they say, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you, Tiffany. What do you do?" What do you say? Are you flubbering over your words, or are you confident replying, "Oh, I'm a podcast manager and I take care of your podcast," and all those kind of things? I don't want to tell you what I really say because we're going to do that later. So I can't sound confident right now, you guys.
It's also known as the elevator pitch. Have you heard that?
I have.
If somebody is in an elevator and you only have 60 seconds and they say, "What do you do? What are you going to say?" So that's also what a power statement is.
Yes, I have also heard it referred to as the I help statement.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So if anybody listening has heard any of those phrases, that's what we're talking about today. How do you confidently, clearly introduce yourself so people walk away going, that was a podcast manager. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Do they know what you do?
Understanding what you do.
Not confused.
Yeah, that's huge. So why does that matter though?
Because a confused brain does not buy. So when we decide on our niche or our avatar, who our ideal client is, if we speak to everybody, we market to nobody. That's why it's so important to know who your market audience is, because a clear message, people know what to expect from you and what they can use your services for. So that is why it matters.
Yeah.
And you want people to remember who you are.
Yes. And not wonder what you do or who you help, but know exactly what you do and who you help. That is something that you actually have to think about and plan and craft in advance so that you're clear and concise and confident.
And I know that Donna and I really rely on ChatGPT quite often. And if you don't know who your avatar is, that would be a great place to start. So, you can go in and say, "I'm a podcast manager. I take care of this long of episodes, or these are the services that I'm offering. And, who would be my ideal client?" And then ChatGPT will shoot out, I've got everything from a name to how many kids they have, what their business is, what their challenges in business are. Those are all really good things to know and can help you when you get ready to craft your power statement. And I like it as a power statement because I feel like when you know what you're going to say, it makes me feel just like the Superman pose, right?
Right.
I think that's another reason why going into those networking events, like we talked about in the last episode, that I'm perfectly fine to go do it because I am in my power mode. I am in my confident mode. I know who I am. I know what I do. I know the services I provide. And I think that comes with, having done my business for 4 years now and being very clear in what I want and what I don't want to do, because I always say action brings clarity. And so multiple years in business will tell you, ooh, that's a client I don't want to work with. That's a service I don't want to provide. Or, yeah, this is my zone of genius. I really want to do more of this. So, yeah, I think you can gain clarity that way and confidence.
And I think that's a good point, that your ideal client or your ideal services can change over time
Mm,
because you refine who you want to work with and what exactly you want to do. Because every business, no matter what it is, has smaller niches within
sure.
it. And so maybe you want to specialize, or maybe there's a certain client segment that you enjoy working with. And so your power statement can refine over time. So if you have one from 1985 that you think you can pull out and dust off, maybe not. Maybe it's time to get a new one.
Well, and we are going to give you guys something that you can help craft your own power statement, but we're going to save it to the end. But there is something that will help you guys to craft this power statement for you. You saying that there's a different segment of clients that you may enjoy working with or find that that's really, where you excel. I know of a realtor in the Chicago area, and she ended up helping people with short sales. And then she ended up writing a book about it and all kinds of things. So she's kind of the short sales expert. She's made a lot of money in that field. She knows what she's doing. She knows the law. And so she's the expert in that area. And all the realtors come to her when they want to know, like, how do I do this? Can you assist me? Can you do this? Is this legal? All those
Yep.
kinds of things. So it's really important. And I think, Donna, you are so good in our networking calls. We say, what is one thing we can help you with? And we call it an ask. And so when Donna gets ready to say what she's looking for, she's very clear. She says, I'm looking for a retired couple. They're snowbirds. They spend half of their time in another state and then they spend half of their year in Florida. And they're looking for a 3-bedroom home, those kinds of things. You're very clear on that. And so when we know exactly what somebody needs, we can refer, we can ask questions, or we know the services that they offer. And that's why these power statements are so important to bring that clarity.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it also helps bring you clarity on who you want to focus
Mhm.
on, because as an entrepreneur, kind of like we talked about in the first episode, you're wearing all these hats and we want to help everyone because we want business, right? But at the end of the day, building an expertise in a specific niche is really going to be the most powerful part of growing a business, much like your friend who specialized in short sales. It's kind of the same thing like with attorneys. There's 7,000 different specialties within being an attorney, and you would never have a intellectual property attorney defend you in a criminal trial. That would be stupid, right? So it's kind of the same thing. Like, who do you work with? Who is your ideal client? What is your niche? Get your strength and confidence from within that and build a specialty.
Yeah. Well, I think it's important that you're saying have an expertise field, because you could walk away going, I don't know, they're a lawyer or something. I don't know. They're a
Right.
realtor. I don't know. They just yeah.
Right.
So if you have that niche, like you're the Nocatee real estate expert. So if someone's looking at Nocatee, I know I'm going to send them to Donna because that's who she helps. That's what she's known for. If you've got a podcast and it's about business, then of course I'm going to send you to Tiffany because she knows how to help you with your podcast so you can, do other things related to your business. So and grow it in a business capacity in a professional manner. When we're clear, we help people identify who we can help and who they can refer to us to. So that's why that power statement is really important, really important. I mean, like we said, the first episode we wanted to be why network, and I think that we felt like this was really the next thing that was the most important
Yeah.
is how do you introduce yourself? Do you have any confidence in it? Do you have any clarity?
It also helps with your confidence and just walking in that room, kind of like what you said. You feel powerful knowing you know exactly what to say. And
Mhm.
so you're not dreading that question when somebody says, "What do you do?" You know exactly what you're going to say. And
Yeah.
that helps with your confidence,
Yeah.
especially in the beginning, knowing exactly what you're going to say and rehearse it.
Yeah.
Once you craft your power statement, then you got to rehearse it. You got to know it. You got to be able to say it in the mirror so it doesn't look rehearsed. So it looks
Yes.
natural.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know sometimes when I'm trying out a new power statement, I'll say it in the car a couple times on my way to the event just so that it's out loud. I've practiced it. I've said it. I've tried it with different tonations, different pauses or
Yes.
whatever.
Yes, for sure. You always have to try it out so many times, right? Before it feels natural.
Yeah.
And when you're networking in groups and you can, and you're, say you're virtual and you can read it, that's one thing. But when you're face to face and you can't read it, you've got to really feel comfortable with it. So you got to rehearse it.
Well, and I think that that's just the whole point of it, right? Like you can come up with this really well-crafted statement, which we're going to help you with. And that is for a very professional setting, right? Very rigid, like say your 2 minutes and then that's all you're getting. Lots of times at like a BNI meeting or something
Right.
where it's not the same people we've seen every time. So they're all brand new and you're going to spit out this quick little sentence and it better tell the whole picture of who you are and what your business is, because that might be all that they get to hear from you in that meeting. Whereas, like I said, you go to your spouse's Christmas party and someone's talking to you. Now you're so comfortable with that really formal introduction that you can kind of pull little bits and pieces to keep talking about yourself confidently.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what is the formula for building our power statement? You want to talk about that?
Sure. Your formula is going to be, you're going to talk about who you help, how you help them, and the impact that it will make. So given that formula, we gave you the formula. Really quick though, we're going to take a left and we're going to talk about what not to do. And then we're going to come back. We'll talk more about what to do. So what not to do. I've networked with somebody before for over a year almost. And this person would show up to the meeting every week and they'd say their power statement. And every week after the call, I was like, not really sure what they do. Interesting. So, and this person even like tried to explain it to I don't know, just somehow it was never being conveyed to us exactly what she did. So the power statement that I'm going to read to you is one that is ineffective. And then we're going to talk about why, and then we'll share some effective ones with you. So the first one, what not to do is, I help people get their message out there using strategies that work for them so they can show up more. Now, Donna, why is that not a good power statement?
Well, I'm going to say number one, it's super vague. Like you help people,
Right.
all people, like who? Like house moms, business owners, artists. Like who are you helping? Who is the people? Right?
Right.
That's the first thing I notice. Then get their message out there. That could mean anything. Social media, public speaking, podcasting, marketing, like how get their message out there. That's just way too vague.
Right. So in the sentence, it says, I help people get their message out there.
What?
Okay. It's very vague. Like you said,
Yeah.
it's very vague. We're not hitting the nail on the head still.
No.
Okay. What else?
Strategies that work for them. I mean, that sounds nice because it does say strategies. So there's strategies that work for them. I still don't know who the them is because of the people part, but what kind of strategies? Like, what are they doing? What is happening? What is the service? I don't know.
What is this person doing? We don't know.
We don't know. Show up more.
And show up more?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Showing up where? Where are they showing up? I don't know. Online?
And what is more?
Are they showing up? Yeah. Nobody knows. Nobody. I don't know what you do with that power statement.
I don't either.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys are picking up what we're putting down. I help people get their message out there and use strategies that work for them so they can show up more. Great buzzwords, but we've got no idea what you do. So a more effective one would be, I help small business owners, now we know who the people are, launch and grow their podcasts. So now we know what the message is. It's via podcast, so that they can build a strong authority and connect with more of the right clients. Now, right clients could still be kind of vague, but the fact that we know it's a small business and it's via podcast would give us a little bit more. If you wanted to, I mean, you could get even more specific and say who those right clients are.
Yeah, that was much better, much more clear. Now I know what you do. Yeah. So, I mean, I think tips are, keep it short and sweet, under 20 seconds. I think they generally say focus on clarity over cleverness, because you want that person to walk away from the interaction knowing exactly what you do and who your ideal client is.
If I can add,
yeah,
I just made a flyer for an event that I'm going to be at. And the first one I created was really cute and super clever. And I used it was really cute. Okay. And then
it was really cute. I saw that one.
Okay.
It was very cute.
Thank you. And then my husband came home and he said, I mean, I guess I don't really understand how those two things connect. And I was like, okay, so is there anything else? Because he was pointing at two things on the flyer. I said, anything else? And he said, well, I mean, just remember, this is your one chance. And I was like, right. It is my one chance. And then he said, I saw this thing the other day and he showed me and he was like, maybe you could do something like that. And I was like, okay, yeah, okay, maybe I could do something like that. And I'll tell you the flyer that I ended up with is very clear. And I am sad that it is not as clever, but I'd rather get business than be clever.
Yes. Yes. I know. It's,
So
those husbands sometimes bring us back to the core,
reality.
the nugget, like what do
Yeah.
you want that person to leave thinking?
Well, and I will say that going forward in the podcast, y'all should probably know I call my husband Mr. Mason. So that's my last name, Mason. So Mr. Mason is very logical in business and I am very emotional in business. And so of course I want to be clever, but at the end of the day I want to make money. So he was right. Sometimes his logic brain it's more correct that, I should be focusing on being clear instead of clever.
Yeah. Well, and the other part of that is whether you have a Mr. Mason or you don't, that getting a second opinion
Yes.
on your power statement, if not a third and fourth opinion, is going to be really helpful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bringing it back to power statements, but anytime you have a marketing
Asset
piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. A marketing piece or a marketing asset in your business that you're going to use, getting a second or third opinion from somebody who isn't as close to your business as you are really is insightful, because so often you are so close. You're living your business every day. You know exactly what you do and who you help. But getting that person to hear what you're saying or see what you're producing and giving you feedback on its clarity is invaluable. And so that is definitely something that, we tell our kids, right? Like always have somebody proofread your work before you turn it in. It's the same thing. You really have to have other opinions on your marketing before you go forward with it.
Which, Donna, might I point out that if you had a network, you'd be able to run things by people in that network.
That is so helpful, right? So yeah, the last tip I'm going to say is to speak from a place of service, a place of connection, and not salesy. We all get icky with the salesy. So, think about that. And that's something that, again, is good to get feedback from somebody else. Like, did that sound salesy? Did I sound like I was asking for something like that? Because I want to speak from a place of service.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
those are kind of the tips on creating your power statement.
Because again, people are interested in what's in it for them. What is the transformation they're going to get? What do they get from using your service? That kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's about what can you do for them and not what they can do for you. Yeah.
Okay. So that being said, Donna, what is your power statement?
Oh, yes. Okay. So my power statement is I'm your dedicated Nocatee realtor with a passion for helping clients find their perfect home or investment property. With a background as an attorney, I bring unique skills to every transaction. I'm committed to unlocking dreams one key at a time.
Awesome. Okay, so let's dig into that a little bit. So we know that you are dedicated and you have passion for helping clients. You know who they are because they're finding their perfect home or investment property. So that's great. And then I like that you qualify yourself a little bit, that you have a background as an attorney, letting them know that like you can read the legal documents once it comes time for that, and that it's not salesy. So when you say you bring a unique skill set to every transaction and that you're committed to unlocking their dreams, nothing about this is saying, can I be a realtor? Can I be a realtor? Like, I think when we come off salesy, we come off desperate.
Yeah.
And so there's no desperate vibe here. It's just like, I don't know, I'm going to help you find your dream house. And, that's my passion and my dedication.
Yeah. Well, I definitely feel like I'm saying Nocatee realtor because I love that I want to focus on that area. So that kind of gives me my little unique niche, but also throwing in my background as an attorney, unique set of skills, because let's be real, there's like 70 million realtors in the world. So you have to find something that makes me unique. And I believe that does. And then, my little tagline of committing to unlocking dreams one key at a time, leaving them with that is what I want them to hear.
Right. The lasting thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. So what's your power statement?
Well, mine is quite a bit shorter. I will say that I like keeping it short because I like to ad lib after. So if I wanted to say I have a longer one. I guess I could share that one. Maybe I should share my longer one and then share my shorter one. So it's not drastically different. My longer one is I handle everything from B to Z, editing, polishing, and publishing your podcast so you can focus on running your business, not managing your podcast. With over 4 years of experience, I know how to bring each voice to life and make each episode shine. Your mic, my magic. So, my shorter one that I would say maybe when I'm like on my weekly meetings where I'm seeing these people all the time, I would say I handle everything from B to Z, editing, polishing, and publishing so you can focus on what you do best, business. Your mic, my magic. Because I want people to know that I want to work with businesses who have podcasts and I want them to know they're going to record and I'll take care of everything else. Yes. So my power statement is I handle everything from B to Z, editing, polishing, and publishing your podcast so you can stay focused on running your business, not managing your podcast. I know how to bring your voice to life to make each episode shine. Your mic, my magic.
Yes. Nice. Yeah, I love that because it tells me that you do everything regarding my podcast from B to Z. You do everything. So I can stay focused on my business. I love that. My favorite part of that is your tagline, your mic, my magic, because you really do magic behind the scenes. For anybody who's ever thought about doing a podcast, tried to do a podcast, they realize how much work it is. And it is the value that you bring. So I love that magic is in there.
You guys, she probably also likes it because she helped me come up with it.
Well, we do have to give proper credit to ChatGPT. There's nothing like a tagline though, right?
I love a good tagline. I do.
Right? We all remember taglines. And that's exactly what your power statement could end with, should end with, something that they walk away remembering, we all remember taglines. I'm just going to say, some of my favorite commercials right now, probably this has something to do with my stage of life, is those progressive commercials, right? And they're like, we can't prevent you from becoming your parents.
Yeah.
And they are and you find yourself doing those things and you're like, how old am I?
Yes.
Yeah. I just remembered the tagline, right?
Yeah. Well, it's like me talking about remembering your logo when I see the skeleton key, right? It's the same thing. Like however we can make those connections to stay top of mind. And really in this day and age where everything is so noisy and fighting for our attention, how can you keep yourself top of mind?
Yeah, that's exactly it. So knowing your power statement, having it be clear, concise, delivering it with confidence, and then it doesn't always have to be some tricky, unique tagline, but those kind of things are what people remember. You don't have to be everything to everyone, but you do need to have a very clear communication of who you help and how you help them, because that helps people be able to better refer you. They'll know exactly when they hear that person, oh, you should talk to my friend Tiffany because she can help you edit your podcast. It's like an immediate click in your mind. Like, I know the exact person that could help with that.
Yep. Okay, you guys, it's time for networking mode on. Today, we talked about building your power statement by answering 3 questions. Who do you help? How do you help them? And what transformation do they experience? We have a worksheet for you. So I would encourage you to write your first draft of your power statement today. Even if it's messy, just get started, then practice saying it out loud until it feels natural. If you want a little extra help perfecting your power statement, we've got you covered. Grab our free power statement guide. It's packed with simple prompts to craft a clear, confident introduction. The link is in the show notes.
And if you love today's episode, make sure to share this with a friend who's ready to show up with more clarity and confidence. You've been hanging out in the Link Up Lounge, your lounge for turning one link into endless opportunities.
Now it's your turn. Go make a powerful link today.
Networking mode on.